Today we've got some optimistic news coming to us from the Wildlife Conservation Society. It revolves around our oceans and coral reefs, which have seen some tough times recently. New research from the University of Sydney, along with the WCS and some international partners, shows that conservation efforts are helping to boost fish populations on coral reefs, proving these efforts can work. This study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, included a team of scientists from places like the United States, United Kingdom, Kenya, France, and Germany. They examined fish data from nearly 2,600 tropical reef spots worldwide. Their findings revealed that around 10% of the current fish biomass, basically the total weight and number of fish, can be credited to existing protection efforts. Millions of people rely on these reef fish for food and their livelihoods. But here's the catch. Overfishing is seriously putting coastal communities at risk. The good news is that protecting these fish can help their populations rebound, which in turn benefits people who depend on them. Our modeling showed that we could get up to 28% more fish on coral reefs globally by increasing the coverage of fully protected reefs to 30%. But only if these reefs are chosen strategically, said Professor Joshua Sinner of Sydney University. Now, while this study shows that conservation is making a difference, it also highlights that there's still a lot of work to do. Coral reefs are facing threats like climate change, pollution, and yes, overfishing. According to researchers, one way we can protect these vital ecosystems is by creating marine protected areas. In these areas, fishing might be restricted or even banned completely, which can lead to a big boost in fish populations. While no fishing zones can really help, there are other strategies we can use that might be easier for local communities to accept. Sinner also said that fisheries restrictions aren't as effective as no-take marine protected areas on a per-area basis, but they tend to be less controversial with fishers, which means compliance can be better, and they can be implemented at very large scales. Sustaining coral reef fish populations will require using every tool in the toolbox. Surprisingly, over 50% of the coral reefs studied had no fishing rules at all. So the researchers ran some numbers to see what would happen if we put restrictions in place, like banning certain fishing gear. Their model predicted that if we did this, fish stocks could increase by another 10.5%, matching all the benefits we've seen from conservation efforts so far. It seems we're already one step in the right direction. Also on the subject of the coral reefs themselves, a new study from the Ohio State University reveals that altering feeding habits could help coral populations in Hawaii survive severe heat stress caused by rising ocean temperatures. Research shows that climate change leads to coral bleaching, where corals lose their color and health due to warmer waters and ocean acidification. Over the past decade, mass bleaching events have increased, resulting in higher coral mortality rates. Carrie Dobson, the lead author of the study, emphasizes that different coral species respond uniquely to stress and recovery. The study, published in Nature Communications Earth and Environment, found that access to food significantly influences coral resilience. Corals typically feed on photosynthetic algae and zooplankton, but heat stress causes them to lose these vital sources, leading to bleaching and starvation. By studying corals during consecutive heat stress events in 2014 and 2015, researchers discovered that feeding corals zooplankton post-bleaching can enhance their recovery and growth, minimizing mortality. Interestingly, ocean acidification had little impact on recovery, indicating that heat stress is the primary threat to coral health. The findings underscore the need for tailored management strategies to protect coral reefs based on species and location. While there is potential for corals to adapt to a 2 degrees Celsius rise in temperatures, current trends point toward a devastating 4 degrees Celsius increase, threatening their survival. Dobson's future research will explore the effects of thermal stress on corals in other regions, aiming to uncover more about their resilience. So, while we've made some progress in protecting our reefs and their inhabitants, there's plenty more we can do to ensure our oceans stay vibrant and full of life. Don't stop here. Find out more. Visit the links in the description below for more in-depth information on the stories presented in this video. Or if you are a part of a wildlife organization doing something interesting right now, let us know in the comments.